provisions for those that are in the diaspora. Yes, Mr. President has already put something in place. But of course, we will first start. How many people are in diaspora? I'm not sure of the figure, but I don't think we have over 50 million Nigerians in the diaspora. Whereas on the ground in Nigeria, you have over 100 million. So when you look at what is their priority list, you see that they will rather focus on those who are on ground at the moment, make sure that all of them do have a BVN number before they start extending their regulations to those who are in the diaspora. I think you're being in a hurry. I don't think it's a very big issue because they already have put in place what will happen. So it's just like when the token came out. If you use GTB or some banks, you see that you needed to have a token. So with the token, they first introduced it in Nigeria. You see that a lot of people in the diaspora, if we wanted to take money, we will have to be calling the bank every minute. Please, I want to transfer 20,000, 20,000. When they finished with those in Nigeria, they now made it compulsory for those in the diaspora to have that token. So they'll now tell you, okay, don't worry, if you're in the diaspora, we can still send the token over to you. I remember I was in Japan when they sent my own token. They would deduct some money from your account. I'm using the token as an example because it's the same thing with the BVN. So don't be worried, you will have your number, but I think that they will first settle. Even if you ask the president, this is what he will say, and I'm telling you categorically because I always also asked the question when I was in Nigeria. So I'm like, if I wasn't there, how would I have gotten the BVN? Because it was a long process. In fact, I didn't get to do mine till 3 days later. And they said they will make provisions for those who are in the diaspora. So don't worry, with time you would have your own BVN number and they will be able to sort things out. But it has been put in place, that one is for sure. Thank you.
And secondly, let me just buttress a point. Please, if you have your account, and I don't know how long you've been here, so in order to avoid your account being dormant, kindly tell maybe some of your relatives, even 20 naira, it's okay. In 6 months, 20 naira in 6 months, it's fine. Otherwise, your account will be dormant and might take a while before you can reactivate it. Thank you. Next question, please.
Yes, I want to base my question on corruption. That is the motive of APC party. And the question goes like this. I want to ask the President Buhari, for him to shed more light on how the APC government has been helping the non-governmental organization of human rights like Transparency International, Amnesty International, and other human rights organizations in Nigeria. Like here now, we see different type of organizations that are helping people. If you have problem, which they will take you to Barbecue, they will help you, they will say many things, and they will take you to court, they give you free lawyer, all sort of things. So we need to ask the government of the APC as well, because by APC, by a party that want to fight the corruption, you cannot fight the corruption alone. You have to carry people along to help you in fighting the corruption. If anybody that read the release of the leader of labor leader about 3 days ago that demanded the capital punishment for those people that steal Nigerian money, the fraudster, he said they need capital punishment for them. I think all these motives, those are the motives that will help the APC party to achieve the main purpose of forming this party. The non-governmental organization and other body that want to fight corruption in the country. We want to ask APC, how much have they been doing in helping all these organizations? That's the question I want Mr. Chairman to ask Mr. President, because we are the member, we have been the member of the APC for quite a long time. We organized a manifestation here. We bring back our guests. We asked Jonathan to resign. We didn't join the party because of the money, because of anything, but we asked Jonathan to resign because of the corruption. Because we are here to join this party. We are not joining the party because of money, because of anything. But we know that corruption is the most important thing that's been killing us in Nigeria, and that's not making Nigeria a livable place for us, and that is not making Nigeria for us to go back to. So we want to ask the president, as the APC member in diaspora, that what have they been doing now concerning the motive, the purpose of the party.
Thank you very much. You asked for the corrupt leaders if you read the news very well, like you said, the union leader asking for a capital punishment for the corrupt leaders. I will still want you to go back to that news and see very well. I'm probably from Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. My governor, Governor Ibikunle Amosun, he asked them that don't kill them. If you kill them, they might not know the consequence of what they've done. They might not know the gravity. Anybody that died today is gone. But give them a life in jail so they will live to see the destruction they have caused, and which I think is the best. You don't kill them. So put them in jail so that behind them, Nigeria will be a better place to live. So that is that about the corruption. And you know, our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, is really working on corruption. He has international support, and even President Barack Obama himself has given him total support on corruption, and he has promised him to release the names of those that have stolen wealth in the United States, and which I'm sure he's going to discuss as well the French President, Francois Hollande. So we will ask him, and I know that even if I don't ask His Excellency, someone else will ask, because that is our major problem in Nigeria. If NEPA is not running, electricity is not running, it's because of what? It's because of corruption.
Yeah, absolutely.
People that were supposed to be given Hajj free of charge to go to Mecca to pray for Nigeria. So people will collect the Hajj and they will still go and sell it. What is that? It's corruption. In the past, we have a government who is saying that stealing is not corruption. What is the end of the government? Fail out. Now we have a government in place who is considering stealing as a corruption and with a capital punishment. I think we need to embrace this government. Please, a round of applause for our president. Yeah, Mr. Doro, please.
Good afternoon. Good evening. I think this is in. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, Mr. Honorable Chairman, my honorable ladies and gentlemen, and what I just want to say is just to buttress. Sorry, I'm a Karen Boluwaji Bruno.
We can hear you very well.
I'm a Karen Boluwaji Bruno by name. It's just to buttress what my honorable chairman has said. It's all about the capital punishment that is being caused on those that are corrupt officials. You know, it's just I would like to support the motion that they should not actually pose a capital punishment on those that embezzled funds. You know why? It's not the fact that I'm supporting embezzlement, but it's just the fact that we cannot create life. We cannot create life, and we see no reason why we should take life just like that. Even when we have a look at the developed countries now, like America, like even Europe, where there are more crimes committed. Even we know of people killing people, yes, no capital punishment for them. You understand that? So that is why I would like this honorable chairman to please solicit with the president and to solicit with him not to bring about capital punishment on those that embezzle their funds. But if we talk about life, just to put them in life jail, I think it's still very much okay compared to just subjecting them to capital punishment. Because we cannot create life, so I see no reason why we should take life. So thanks, that's just what I want to buttress.
Thank you, Mr.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Executive, fellow Nigerians. Actually, I've got 3 questions to propose to the President Buhari. Firstly, it's based on education in Nigeria. I'm sorry, Mr. Anewale Olayinka, Seed Restaurant. On education, firstly. In Nigeria presently, we've got millions of illiterates. In Nigeria, presently.
Can you help me?
So that's
Okay. So I want to base my question on education in Nigeria. So presently in Nigeria, we have at least millions of illiterates in Nigeria. And there are millions as well that are willing to be educated, but due to funds, expenses, and cost, they can't do anything. So that's the number one question on education. So what's he going to do towards that for us? So secondly, on economy, which is a basic necessity of life in Nigeria presently. So which is food, clothing, and shelter. Millions can't even feed in Nigeria presently. They can't even afford 1 square meal in Nigeria. Highest level of poverty. Millions can't clothe properly. Millions are sleeping on the street. So what is he going to do to that as well? And thirdly, so right to vote for we that are living in abroad. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've stayed several years in Europe, so there are many countries, African countries, France, Tunisians, Algerians, even Ivory Coast, our neighbor, West Africa like us, they vote, they participate in elections from here to their country. So I see no reason why we Nigerians can't have the opportunity to do that as well. So those are the three basic and direct questions I'm proposing. Thank you.
Round of applause.
Actually, these are the questions as well. We will see what we can do to put it up together with the I can only reply you on the voting right. I will say one or two things and I'll pass you to my assistant director of media, who I think he knows more about voting. Regarding the voting rights, the bills has been sent to the House. So I can tell you that it's KIV that is keeping view. The House is looking to it, and which I'm very sure that before the end of this tenure of our president, it will be passed. And that is the reason why we, APC France as well, we need to reach out to every cities, every corner in France. Because the well-being of Nigerians in the diaspora, it is our concern. So let me pass you to my assistant director of media to shed more light into it. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Based on the issue of voting right, presently we have a project going on in France, and I would like to relate it to the issue of the registration at the embassy. Our president, Muhammadu Buhari, has ordered Nigeria embassy to have the total population of all Nigerians living in France. And this task is ahead of us now. If you and I can inform your brother, register with your embassy, that will give us a boost at the National Assembly in our country back home to have this access to which we are about to. Our capacity and number, and if France, every person living in France as Nigeria is able to register at the embassy, I think France will be the first European country to have voting rights as we have it. For now, the deliberation is still going on, but imagine our president Muhammadu Buhari is coming into France and is going to ask the Nigeria embassy today, as I'm talking to you. Nigeria embassy can only figure out the numbers of Nigeria based on their calculation, and they are not specific because many of us are not yet registered. Their calculation for now, for Mr. President, will be on those who have renewed their passport, the numbers of people who have come to the embassy several times to ask for one thing or the other, and they are able to write their names on the register list. The database at which the embassy is using now, they will input your name inside the system, and if maybe you have come to the embassy to register for your passport before, They'll be able to know, okay, this one has come with us before. That is the only way to which they are able to get data now. But with your registration, they will be able to get a full, complete data. And we are working towards the access of all Nigerians having this registration online. You can register online for this voting right. We in France, we are very, very much concerned, especially at this present government. And to be sincere with you, I think our new president is ready to give full support to voting rights, especially to France as #1 country in the whole of Europe having voting rights. Based on the issue of economy, food, clothing and shelter, I can easily say it's not easy. Presently, our president, with his parastatus, has been able to find out that there are some organizations, NGO, that are forced in Nigeria, and they have been able to caught up with them, because when the president, when he emerged power, when he was elected president, he issued out some money to be given out immediately to those in disabled. And he found out that the list of disabled organizations in Nigeria, about 15 of them were false. They were all fake, and they just received the money, and it was not accounted for. And our president today, President Muhammadu Buhari, is telling all Nigerians that his own government is a government of accountability, and a government that is responsible, a government that is ready to deliver with figure and fact. And as we have it today, based on food, clothing and shelter, our president has sent some delegates to China to fabricate some clothes that he will be giving out as he has promised to those that are homeless. Based on the issue of accommodation in Nigeria as we have it today, is calling on every investors, is welcoming every investors from any part of the world to come into Nigeria. Is ready to welcome any investors, and he is ready to deal with any investors who think he can deliver, and he is ready to be accountable for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Based on the issue of economy, for the past 100 days of our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, he has been going to different states to see the level of their economy and the problem they are having in economy. And as we have it today, he is coming to France first. He has other countries he will be moving out to. He is coming to France first based on economic basis. He has been to the US, and his first country is coming to in Europe is France. And this issue of economy, he's trying to bring Nigeria to a global state. Every person living in Europe can agree with me that no investors is ready to reckon with us because of our level of high corruption. Many investors are not ready because why? When they enter the country to invest with their money, we try to deal with them in a different way. Many are afraid of us. But with our present government, to be specific, President Barack Obama said, President Buhari, you can go to the bank with one thing, and that is what? Credibility. He called our president